Cheap Kickabitch of the Slap-A-Hoe Nation sent an email of 2 very short stories with a meme attached. We always love the Cheap Kickabitch stories. Let's check it out. From Haywood Jablomi. Short
I had a name tag like that for a flight suit at air shows, actually.
I liked, what is it, the Society of Sick Bastards or something like that was Dear Sarge's. Oh, man. We're having him back on the show, unquestionably.
Yeah, that guy was great.
Do you guys want us to do like a big old Christmas panel again this year like we did last time?
That was great.
That was fun.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm cool with that.
Bring Dear Sarge back in there. See if anybody gets a word in edgewise. You know what? You know what I'll do? I'll just host from home, and I'll bring on you, Fitzwell, and the Society of Sick Fucks, leader himself, Dear Sarge. I'll just put you 3 together, and I'll just sit back and laugh. How does that sound? Because that's basically what I would be doing.
Yeah.
All right, here he goes. Cheap Kickabitch says, I was going to wait a while before posting another of these, but things change. After writing in more detail, adding characters overlooked in stories I already wrote, I started filling in events between episodes. It takes no real effort to copy and paste the new material into an email, so I wait. Besides, I get free proofreading from Blake. For example, it was Harkness Memorial Park, and I wrote Harness. I wrote minting gold, which Blake read as mining. That told me to change it to coining for easier comprehension. Hearing someone read what I write is very helpful since I get to make all sorts of changes and correct errors that I never noticed. As I start outlining filler stories for spaces between the stories I've already told, I wrote this one up. Here are the bare bones. I was around 10 p.m. on a hot Friday night, late in the spring of 77. Charlie and I had just gotten back home after leaving a dead party early. We were 18. He was dropping me up before heading home, but hung out with me in front of my house because of a noisy altercation in front of his house up the street. It was so loud, my father came out to find out what was going on. Soon after he came out, some woman a little older than us, maybe 20, 21, practically ran up to us to ask for a ride home. That's when her trashy, abusive boyfriend threatened to kick our asses.
Oh, here we go.
We looked at each other and instantly decided to sort him out, not to protect her, but because he threatened us. My father stepped in at that moment, telling us to mind our own business and get inside right now. There was no thought of disobeying that tone or even delaying. We went in immediately, if not sooner, and sat for a graduate-level lecture on the nature of abused women. He tightened us up by explaining first that our testosterone might have gotten one or both of us hurt or killed. You never know whether someone has a gun or a knife he knows how to use better than you do. A reference to Pasquale's dance lessons. Second thing, something we had never heard of before, was that if we charged in and kicked his ass, he'd press charges and she would testify against us. At about the time he finished, a woman's screams drifted in through an open window. My father checked outside first and then told us to follow him out to the front porch to see what he meant. Charlie's mother had called the cops already, and within a minute, 2 cop cars arrived. 2 cops got out, cuffed and stuffed the boyfriend, took the badly beaten woman to the station to give a statement. Dad told us to go down to the station to give the cops our statements, see what she had to say, and find out both their names so we would recognize them when her murder was reported.
Damn.
We did just that. She was sitting outside the glass in the public area with a bloody nose and a few bruises on her face. We told the cops that we saw her 2 minutes right before the fight and she was fine. It wasn't enough. She refused to press charges, and since we didn't actually see him hit her, the cops released him because the prosecutor would not touch it. We looked at each other as it hit us both, and my father knew what was about to happen when he ordered us both inside. He didn't want us to see what was about to happen, so we would not be involved in it and not even be called to testify. She was dead before the summer ended.
Oh, my God.
And he eventually got 30 to life for killing her. My father died in 2008 at the age of 92. Damn, he may have only had an 8th grade education, but he was a smart man. I never saw him read much beyond the papers, but he thought about what he read. Even more important, he paid attention to what he saw, and in war and in peace, he saw it all.
That's right.
Wow. That's a hell of a story. And yeah, the kind of shit happens all the time.
All the time. It's like you never ride into the rescue anymore. Not in today's day and age.
No, never.
It's not worth it.
Didn't that just happen last year? There was that video of that guy who, there was a girl and the guy were fighting outside the bar and he ran in to help and the boyfriend shot him. Then the girl left with the guy who was beating her up and away they go. And the guy dies for sticking his nose in where it don't belong. Do not do that. Do not be Captain Slap-A-Hoe.
That's right.
No matter what.
Yeah, this is why this is why dudes don't protect women anymore. This is why they pull out their phones and record instead, because women lie.
That's right.
And they lie a lot. Oh, wow. Houston Duck in the chat. I just happened to see this pop up as I was glancing over. He says, abused women are not victims. They are volunteers.
Ooh. I'm going to put that in the book.
That's fucked up, but it's true. That's why you see these hillbilly domestic abuse victims on cops who never press charges despite their husbands repeatedly punching them in the eyes. I can't leave him. I love him. Since this is so short, here's a recent anecdote involving Charlie's grandson. I never gave up going to auctions, but until recently, I've been too busy since moving to go to the ones near the ports here. I got back into it by going to local livestock auctions on Saturday mornings with Charlie after he expressed interest.
All right.
Based on the conversations we had on the way home, from a few of them, I can tell he's trying to figure out how to broach the subject of getting a second cow. For the last few weeks, he's been telling me that he wants to learn how to make cheese, how much milk it takes to make a pound, and that Holstein cows give twice as much milk as Guernseys.
So basically, you're getting buttered up.
Yes. He's as crazy for cows as Gonzo the Muppet is for chickens. What he doesn't know is that we already signed a contract for delivery of a pregnant Guernsey the night before his birthday.
Nice.
That way he sees for the first time when he goes out to milk a Donna at 5. Guernseys may give less milk, but it's of better quality, and they consume less food than Holsteins per gallon of milk produced. He handled the responsibility of the first one beyond our expectations, so we don't think we'll be spoiling him by occasionally giving him what he wants. What I love most about going to livestock auctions with him is that he's rather voluble on the way back. Everything about his week comes out, so I find out everything a dad needs to know. Back in kindergarten, there was an incident when he chased after a tomboy in his class and farted on her because he didn't know how else to tell her he liked her.
That's actually fairly common.
It is fairly common. Hey, baby, you want to go to the movies? You want to watch Paw Patrol?
These things happen.
Let go of my pigtails. I just didn't know how to tell you I liked you. Imagine if people as adults, like in bars, that'd be a hilarious comedy skit. If dudes in their 20s trying to score poon still flirted like kindergartners. Just chick standing at the bar, she's doing shots. Guy walks up to her, just pushes her down. What the hell happened? All of a sudden, the camera decided it was going to look at you.
Oh.
Yeah,
How'd that happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. And all of a sudden, it decided to show the whole room. I didn't even touch the fucking thing.
Haunted.
See what I mean? The Murphy all the time. You got a little preview of this side of the studio for a little second there.
Yeah, listen, it's not a pretty place.
Wow. Could you imagine that, though? A chick at the bar, a dude walks up and just pushes her down and then runs off.
That would actually be a damn good comedy.
What the fuck was that? Or when he knocks her down and farts on her head and then runs off.
Well, some girls like that, This is what it is.
Yeah, mainly the Asians. Yeah, it's a good time. She had no problem with it, but the adults overreacted. This past weekend, the wife tagged along and asked him what's up with Clarissa, the tomboy. Charlie told us that he broke up with her. I wanted to laugh, but he was so serious, I had to keep a straight face and ask him what happened. Ever since he started promoting his business around school by handing out flyers to parents, she's been pestering him to buy her things since he has money. She never bought me anything, he complained, and now she wants me to buy her all kinds of stuff. She went all girly on me and thinks I owe her something. She's a pain in the ass. I work hard for my money, and she thinks it grows on trees. This dude's in kindergarten.
Yeah!
You have red-pilled a kindergartner.
That is fucking awesome.
That is really awesome.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, because the kid's got to work his own ass off for that money. Yeah. Therefore, it has value. It's just not given to him like an allowance.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's how my boy's got chores around the house. He doesn't do his chores. He doesn't get his allowance.
Yeah.
Done and done. He sounded like a man who married a woman with a spending problem. The wife and I both cracked up while I drove and wondered where he picked that up. I know he didn't hear it from me because I've been watching my mouth around it. Wife is wife. Yep. We'll share this one out. This is great. This is the meme that he packaged in with it. Looks
nice.
legit. Looks very legit. Thank you, Chief Kickabitch. Your stories are always classic.
That
Much
shit is funny.
appreciated.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Caser box.